examples. We were talking about on Survive and Thrive, there was a success story. This was the job she applied to. It was a meeting coordinator. 5+ years of event and meeting planning. These were all the keywords that we highlighted. Scheduling, fundraising, project management, team leader for 4 indirect reports, and expertise in Microsoft Office. There were some other soft skills too, but she was very friendly, so that wasn't a problem at all. So what did we do? This was her initial resume. If we look at the top, we see an objective, which was to obtain a position with a growing company which fosters advancement and employment development. Very well written, nothing wrong with it, but there's no hook. There's no hook for the employer to keep reading. Next, when we move on, several, more detailed bullets, and at the bottom you'll see computer skills. It does say Office Suite, and then the education at the bottom. Very well written resume, nothing wrong, but we really wanted to improve it. We needed her resume to get results. So we made some changes. We put together a dynamic hook, which was her summary, also known as profile, however you want to define yourself, which is a senior level resource with over 10 years of professional experience. Well exceeded those 5 that she needed. A strong background in meeting/event planning, project management, fundraising, all while working with legislators, high-profile medical professionals. If I'm a hiring manager, I'm going to keep reading because that's exactly what I'm looking for. And then we go through, and I really just highlighted in red some of the important parts that are directly related to what we're looking for in the job description. At the bottom for skills, we took away computer skills, and we imported just skills, which was meeting and event planning, fundraising, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. And we really made her education stand out with bolds and italicized. We made it visually work a little bit better. She's now working 5 miles from home. So congratulations to her. Small efforts. This took maybe about 10 minutes. She has the job. Instead of taking the 1 or 2 resumes and deciding is it customer service, is it event planning, or is it administrative, it's taking that resume and fine-tuning it to make sure that you get the job. Ultimately, she was qualified. She was able to prove herself when she got there. It was all about getting to the interview. So that's one example. So it does work. Here's another example. This is a job description for a sourcing opportunity, sourcing manager, procurement. If you look at the top, this is everything that they're looking for, and they're very clear in what they're looking for, so it makes it easy for us in the highlighting. Essential requirements and desired requirements. And I really went through and highlighted the key words here, and this is more or less a visual for you. This is the end result. This is the resume we put together. That's what we started with. Okay, so visually, that's working, right? And let me show you. The top here, we have business building professional with over 29 years of experience in project management, sales, marketing, sourcing, etc. One line. I'm not really hooked. I need to be hooked. I'm a hiring manager. I don't have time. Senior level purchasing and procurement professional with over 2 decades of experience within a multi-million-dollar manufacturing facility. Well, that sounds very grandiose. I think I'll keep reading. It goes on to say, key areas of responsibility include, and that's where we see project management, sales, marketing, sourcing, and supply. And we can continue to read on, but it's about that high-impact introduction of yourself. Now, this individual has outstanding experience, but it's hard to grasp. This is the very beginning of the resume. Where do you start as a hiring manager when reading? This continued to go on with different project management bullets. We went further to sourcing bullets. It's great, but as a hiring manager, I need to be hooked in order to keep me reading, which is why we came up with this. Key operational strengths, key capabilities, and that's the job right there. This took a little bit longer, but now this will stand as the platform and the example moving to future job descriptions. You never delete anything. Okay? Never delete. You never overwrite. You always change the name. Okay? So when you hit File, Save As, John Doe _resume, you put today's date, so the day you edit it. That way you always have a record. If you're applying to a similar job, you're saving yourself time. Remember time? We don't have that much time. Yeah, you can use that. And you just resave it with a couple minor changes, and you're golden. Okay? We'll keep going. Here's another opportunity. There's no desired. This is only required. This is the resume. Okay? So if you start the exercise yourself, you can do it online with the highlighter, or you can print it out and do it with a real highlighter. You'll start to see, will I be getting the call based on my results? So let's rewind to the beginning. Review the job description, print and highlight. Do the same with your resume. After you choose whichever resume is going to fit best to that particular job that you're applying to. Again, do the same, print and highlight. Then that comes into the customization. Modify it to make sure you're talking to the specific job. Review the checklist we talked about, which is overview, experience, skills, etc. And finally, you'll be ready to submit your resume. Once you get the hang of it, it'll work, trust me. When you are sending your resume, remember, it's always about first impressions. This is your first impression to get you the interview. Make sure your resume reads to the description you're applying to. You have to be the aha moment and the one for their job. If you don't have it, don't put it. This is my disclaimer. You can't put something that you don't have. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just making sure if you have it, you're putting it. All right, that's a clear distinction? Okay, good. And you don't have to write everything, so there is a fine line. Remember, we're thinking short bullets. We're quantifying and qualifying what each of you have done that makes you a unique job seeker for that position. So I'm not looking for 2, 3, 4 pages. We're just looking for concise information that's going to get you the interview. Thank you. Always good to sit in the front, guys. And finally, get results with your resume today with our job seekers. If you have any questions about any of the steps, please feel free to ask us. If you brought a job description, we'll be more than happy to analyze it for you. And as everyone came in, you received tips for resume results, which covers some of the basics. For those that are fans of Survive and Thrive, we've seen other sessions. We really broke down into the actual resume development. So if you have any questions, you can certainly look on Tracy's website at tracydavidson.com for previous Get a Job events. But for those that want the shortcuts, these are your tips. And if anyone has any questions, you can